it is common practice among aspirants to keep searching for options. Specifically, those government options which will be at par as their current preparation and which will be equally prestigious. Today's video is dedicated to one such examination which brings you at par the SSC level examinations and other institutions and examinations, which is the RRB NTPC. RRB, conducted by the Railway Recruitment Board, satisfies all those posts, recommends for all those posts apart from the top cream layer posts for which the UPSC caters to. RRB caters to all those posts in the Indian Railways. And NTPC talks about the non-technical popular category. So this becomes hot cake for those students who are from a non-tech background, because otherwise railways often gives very lucrative options for those who come from the tech background, posts like junior engineer, senior section engineer, etc. But this takes away the major chunk. So let's understand in complete detail about the NTPC examination for the RRB. Now, this is conducted, as I told you, by the Ministry of Railways, Railway Recruitment Boards, and these are the various RRBs which are there across the Indian subcontinent, right? So, this is a zonal examination. The examination is the same, but the vacancies are released zone-wise. Now, this talks about the recruitment at Indian Railways, which is one of the largest recruiters both in our country and worldwide. It comes under the top 10, right? And it employs a very large force, and the examination is divided into two different categories. One is for those who are at the undergraduate level currently. That means they have done their 12th standard. Plus 2 level is done. The other is for those who are already graduates. They have completed their graduate level examination, right? So this is a combination of both those types of posts. So I will tell you about in depth about what all posts are covered here. So firstly, if we talk about the undergraduate level, for those students who have cleared their class 12. Remember, a lot of students have this misconception in their mind that when we will be filling the forms, we might be at the last stage of our, let's say, final examination. We might be at the last stage of our last semester examinations, but that is not allowed. You have to either be a graduate for the graduate level post already, you should have the degree with you, or you should have cleared your 12th standard already for these posts, right? So what are the popular posts here? They are all as per level in the 7th Central Pay Commission. Junior clerk cum typist, okay, these are the pay bands. Accounts clerk cum typist, junior timekeeper, trains clerk, and commercial cum ticket clerk. Now, in all these posts, you can see these are the major similar pay bands. This one is slightly different, and there are some medical standards. I'll discuss about this further in the video, right? What do these medical standards signify? Now, if you look at this also clearly, these are the levels: level 2, level 2, level 2, level 2, and level 3. So, if you look at the undergraduate level, it is majorly comprises of level 2 and level 3 posts. Okay. Now, I'll talk about the graduate level posts. In the graduate level posts, you have the traffic assistants, the goods guard, the senior commercial cum ticket clerk, senior clerk cum typist, junior accountant assistant cum typist, senior timekeeper, commercial apprentice, and station master. Here you can see the levels are 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and the last two are 6. And these are the differences: 25,500, 29,200, 35,400. Again, there are certain medical standards which are required. Now, in another video, I will be discussing with you in detail about what are the perks, the perquisites involved, and what are the actual job profiles, salaries, growth path of all these posts. So we'll discuss that in a separate video, because that will be very interesting. Now, this is a clear differentiation between the two. So you have to understand the undergraduate level is different, the graduate level is different. A student who is obviously an undergraduate right now, I mean, he's not a graduate, he's cleared the 12th standard, is eligible only for those posts, that is the undergraduate post. But if a student is a graduate level student, he has already done his graduation, that student is eligible for both these posts. So you can fill in your graduate level forms also and your undergraduate level forms also. But there is a slight variation which you need to be careful about, that I will show you in the end, by the end of this video, right? So the next is eligibility. The age eligibility for all those people who are sitting for undergraduate post is between 18 to 30 years. This is different from those undergraduate posts which are usually from 18 to 27 years in other boards. So you get an extra opportunity here, and you have to have an educational qualification of 12th standard, that is +2 stage or equivalent. Need not be from a particular board, it can be equivalent. But remember, you have to be qualified already. Pursuing candidates are not allowed. It is clearly mentioned, right? And for graduate posts, you have a minimum education qualification of university degree, that is graduation, and your age should be between 18 to 33 years. There are some talks of relaxations being provided, but relaxation in general categories also, but as of now nothing has been confirmed. But these age limits are pertaining to the general category only. There are individual relaxations according to categories, according to ex-defensemen, servicemen, people who have served in various other positions in the government of India. Everybody is accordingly provided some age relaxation, right? That criteria is completely different, but this is according to general category. These are the age limits. Okay. Now let's talk about the medical standard. So if you have seen here, these are the required minimum medical criteria or the medical standard. What is the medical standard? Basically, there are multiple stages in the examination. There is stage 1, there is stage 2, then there is stage 3. And once everything is done and you call for document verification, there is a parallel medical examination, not a very rigorous one, but a medical examination of your eyes. Okay. So this, I'm not talking about PWD categories. This is specifically for eyes where your visual checking is done, whether your vision is 6/6 or 6/9, 6/12. So there are various eligibility criteria for various posts. So if you see, you have to be of A2 medical standard for these posts, B2 for this particular post, C2 for these 3 posts, and so on and so forth. Now, what is this A2, B2, C2? So this is what will be clarified here. So the medical standard of A2 means the person has to be physically fit in all aspects everywhere. You can see this clearly here. The distance vision of 6/9, 6/9 without glasses. Okay. And there will be no fogging test. There will be, this is a distant vision. For near vision, it is SN 0.6, and 0.6 will be again without glasses. The person must pass the test for color vision, binocular vision, night vision, and myopic vision. Remember, a lot of students have a confusion that if I have a LASIK surgery done, once in my lifetime I got a LASIK surgery done and got my vision corrected to 6/6. Will I be eligible? I am sorry, you will not be, right? If you have done LASIK correction of any sort, you will not be eligible for these posts. Okay, for C2 you might be, but for A2, A3, B2 you will not be eligible. So get that clear. If you are 6/6, obviously you are eligible everywhere, but A2 ones are only eligible for those posts, right? 6/9. A3 means 6/9, 6/9, power of lens not to exceed 2 diopter, okay? With or without glasses. This is the difference here. Near vision SN 0.6, again everything else is the same. B2, distance vision of 6/9, 6/12 with or without glasses. Power of lenses not to exceed 4 diopter. Near vision SN 0.6, 0.6 with or without glasses. Again, when reading, close work, this is okay. Now, C2 is distant vision 6/12, nil with or without glasses. Now, why are these medical criteria important? Because as a railway employee, wherever you are, your eyes play a very important role in observing cracks, in observing malfunctions. In supposedly you are an loco pilot, so you are observing everything on the track. Everything is important. So your attention and your eyesight should be absolutely perfect. So this becomes a very important medical criteria which you need to clear during or after the document verification stage. Now let's look at the stages of selection. Okay. So at this stage, supposedly you have decided that you are interested to fill in this process, fill in this examination. Why? Because your preparation is going to be at par with other examinations, let's say SSC examinations. So you're going to be at par, the preparation level is the same. Syllabus is more or less the same, right? So now let's look at what are the stages of selection, what all you have to go through. So firstly, there will be a computer-based test, which is known as a preliminary test for level 1, known as the CBT1. The CBT1 is common for all levels, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. Everyone will sit for the CBT1 and it will be the same for everybody. Now there will be a score generated of CBT1, which will be a qualifying score, a cutoff score, which if you qualify, if you clear, you will be eligible for CBT 2. Okay, CBT 1, the marks are not calculated in final merit. So this is what is written here. First stage computer based test, CBT is common for all notified posts. Now here the exam duration is 90 minutes. Okay, 1.5 hours. You have 3 sections only. So there is a good news for a lot of students that it is not for, the English language is not there. Okay. There is examination of general awareness, 40 questions, mathematics, 30 questions, general intelligence and reasoning, 30 questions. They might not be very strict with the numbering. There may be plus minus 1 or 2 questions here and there. So maybe out of reasoning, they might ask you 28 and they might make mathematics 32. Sometimes it has happened. So they are not very strict with the numbering here. And so total 100 questions are there. The marking scheme here is +1 minus 0.33. What is 0.33 minus? Means 1/3 negative marking is there. So this is slightly higher than your SSC examinations. Okay, SSC examinations deduct 1/4 mark. They deduct 1/3 mark for negative marking. Okay, be careful about this. Syllabus is more or less the same. In fact, for mathematics, advanced mathematics is almost not there, but you have topics like trigonometry, mensuration, but at a lower level, at a simpler level. Okay, reasoning is almost everything is the same, general awareness, everything is the same. So your preparation level is going to be at par. Okay, the type of questions are also at par. The level of difficulty is more or less the same, right? The only difference which comes up maybe in the timing, duration and the number of questions are also the same. There is no English subject here. Okay. Now this is CBT 1. Once you clear this stage, once you clear the cutoff, you will be eligible for CBT 2. So for CBT 2, there is slight change here. What is slight change? If we come here, the exam duration remains the same. But there, you had to solve 100 questions in 90 minutes. Here, you have to solve 120 questions in 90 minutes. So this is what makes it more difficult, that you have to solve 20 more questions in the same amount of time. Okay, that increases the challenge. The challenge is not on the difficulty level, but it is on the time, the duration of the examination. Okay, so here 10 questions increase here in the general awareness section and 5 each increase in the mathematics and intelligence and reasoning section. Again, the marking scheme is the same, +1 and minus 0.33. Now, this is where your graduate and undergraduate level differentiate. Your graduate level and undergraduate level differentiate here. Why? Because, as I told you, there are different levels for both of these. For undergraduate, we had levels 2 and 3. And for graduate, we had levels 4, 5 and 6. So whatever posts you prefer, you will have to sit for separate CBT 2 examination. If you are preferring post 2, you will have a separate CBT 2. For post 3, for level 3, you will have a separate CBT 2. Separate CBT 2, separate CBT 2, separate CBT 2. If you are eligible for all 5 of them, you will have to sit for 5 different CBT 2 examinations. That's what this is. So that is what this also says. Okay. So be careful, and your difficulty levels will obviously increase. So for an undergraduate level, the difficulty level will be slightly less. For graduate level examinations, the difficulty level will be slightly more. Also, it will increase like this. So for level 6 posts, that will be slightly higher than level 4 posts because the pay matrix is also higher, right? So be careful about this criteria. This is where everything changes. Up until CBT 1, everything was the same. As soon as you enter into CBT 2, things differentiate for graduate level and undergraduate level. Okay, this was the second stage. Once you clear the required cutoff here and you are selected, post-wise, there is a variation. Post-wise, the third stage varies. If you are sitting for certain posts, let's say station master, you will have to give a computer-based aptitude test, which is known as a CBAT. Otherwise, for a lot of other posts where typing is involved, you have to give a typing skill test. And there are some posts where no third stage is there, no verification altogether. You'll simply go for document verification, right? So the third stage is the typing skill test or the computer-based aptitude test. The typing skill test is for senior clerk cum typist, junior accounts assistant cum typist, senior timekeeper, junior clerk cum typist, accounts clerk cum typist and junior timekeeper. Typing skill test of qualifying nature only. That is, the marks will not be added in your final merit. You will have to qualify. Remember, the minimum qualifying score is of 30 words per minute for English typing and 25 words per minute for Hindi typing. Okay, in the typing skill test. In the computer-based aptitude test, this is only for candidates who have opted for traffic assistant and station master. That is your post level 6. For those students only, there will be a CBAT. Now, CBAT has a certain way of how it is conducted. You can check that when the detailed notification comes out, right? You can also check that on the RRB website. It's given there that what sort of questions are asked and how exactly the CBAT works. But here also you need to have a minimum score of 42 for all categories. This is not category specific. It's not that if you are category you have to score this much, if for OBC category you have to score this much. No, everybody, no matter what category they belong to, have to have a minimum score of 42 to qualify this examination, and there is no relaxation whatsoever. Okay. After this, there is a document verification and a medical test. The medical test will will calculate your eligibility for the post. So they will put you into criteria A2, B2, C2, and accordingly they'll tell you that yes, you are eligible for this post or not. Okay. And of course, there's a document verification. All your caste certificates, etc., everything, mark sheets, etc., everything will be verified at this stage. And there have been cases where students have been eliminated at this stage also. So be careful about while you fill the form. Okay, now I'll just give you a gist of everything. So this is what this is, the stages of selection. This is as per according to the post. So junior clerk cum typist comes under level 2. This is undergraduate. So till here it is undergraduate. Okay. CBT 1 is common for all. CBT 2 again for all level 2 posts you have separate. For level 3 post you have separate. CBT 2 typing skill tests are required for these where there are the word typist is coming, also timekeeper. But here if you see, the trains clerk does not have a typing test. So there is no stage 3 for them. They are straight away to document verification. Commercial cum ticket clerk also does not have a typing skill test. Okay. Now traffic assistant. From here we have all graduate level posts. So obviously CBT 1 is common for everybody. But CBT 2 they are separate for level 4, level 5, level 6. Now for level 4 traffic assistant you have computer based aptitude test, the CBAT here. There are no tests here. No test for goods guard and senior commercial cum ticket clerk. For senior clerk cum typist, again, for junior accountant assistant cum typist and senior timekeeper, there are typing skill test again. And again for commercial apprentice, there is no skill test 3. I mean stage 3. And for station master, again, you have computer based aptitude test or the CBAT. So this is a brief of the stages of selection for the RRB NTPC, right? So I'm sure you are eagerly waiting for the notification to come out, and whenever the notifications have been out, it is not annual. So this examination is not conducted every year. The notifications are released on a gap of average 2 to 3 years, and the vacancies are thus collaborated. So there will be a good amount of vacancies which will be out, and this is one of the very prestigious examinations of the Government of India, where you will be a part of the Railways department, and there are a lot of perquisites associated to it. Obviously job security is there, and the pay is very good. You have just seen that. And the biggest USP, again I am highlighting it, is that it is a non-technical. This examination specifically caters to the non-technical post. So a lot of people from the non-tech background, this is gold for them, right? For more such information content, stay tuned on the Oliveboard platform. Do hit that subscribe button and do like the video if you understood and if you could get anything useful from this video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Bye bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.